glad you're with us on this Monday edition of Take 5 at the Journey, and want to share a scripture with you. Last week I shared about complacency, as it says in Proverbs 132. God says you're fools if you get complacent. And I was thinking about where Jesus was teaching over in Luke 12, verse 16. And he gave this illustration. This is the illustration that Jesus gave. A rich man had a fertile farm that produced fine crops. In fact, his barns were full, overflowing. So he said, I know, I'll tear down my barns, build bigger ones. Then I'll have room enough to restore everything. And then he says this. This is a catchy statement. And I'll sit back and say to myself, friend, you have enough stored away for years to come. Now, take it easy. Eat, drink, and be merry. You know what? Many of us have been blessed. Many of us have had successful past. There's things that we have accomplished. And so sometimes after people have success, they begin to relax. They begin to take it easy. This guy says, hey, I'm just going to sit back and I'm just going to eat, drink, and be merry. I'm just going to kind of coast along. And you know what? That's very deadly. There used to be a guy that played for the Dallas Cowboys, Hollywood Henderson. He said one of the worst things he ever had in his life was success. He said that if you don't keep on going and you just rest on this success that you had in your past, in his college, in his first few years, he was a linebacker, and his career started going downward because he was taking it easy. He was relaxing. I don't care what age you are. There's always something that you can do. Last week, we buried a lady that was in a retirement home, and her thing in life was this, that she would just write cards to people and encourage people that came to church over the weekend at her church. Now, she was not at that church, but the pastor would email those down, and then in turn, she would go out and begin to write those cards. She was restricted to a wheelchair, but she was doing all that she could do. And you know what? That impressed me when she told me that she was still engaged, because I really believe that serving is protection. And she began to share to the group how that she was still serving, and that how she was serving her church and serving the Lord. I just want to encourage you, don't sit back. Get aggressive. Be active. Even if you fail, don't worry about it. Failure is a good teacher. Failure, I've had plenty, listen, I've had plenty of failures in my life. But if I let failures discourage me and not progress, you know what? You're never going to do anything by sitting around on the sidelines. You got to get into the game. You got to become aggressive. Well, I love you. I want you to say to yourself this day, God is a good God and the devil's a bad devil.